What's up, everybody, and welcome to Weekday Wagers, where if you're not watching live, you're already behind. But today on the show, we have a good one for you as we bring in Robbie with us today. We're going to talk about this Thursday night matchup between the Baltimore Ravens going to Miami to take on the Dolphins. It should be a good back and forth. The Ravens defense has not looked good. Miami got a big win last week, or I guess this past Sunday. And so I'm curious just what Miami has in store. Can they continue to keep up? Will Baltimore bounce back? All of that we'll get into as we break down the game. And then we have our plays that we want to make sure that we get to you. But the middle way through the show and at the end, as always, we'll give you our prime time pay dirt, where we discuss who's going to get into the end zone tonight. And two guys, Derrick Henry and Devon Achane, both have terrible odds to the point where they're not even bettable at this point, because Derrick Henry is like minus 200 something and Achane is minus 150s. Like, they're very tough. We'll figure out if there's a way that we can bet either one of those guys, because the sports books, they seem to think that they're going to score. But let's take a look back at how we did yesterday and look at that Nuggets. Trusting the model. There, Marky Model brings us a cash ticket, but that two-sport parlay, Matthews can't cash, Ohtani can't cash. These guys sucked yesterday, but hopefully that you're enjoying this show and enjoying us as we continue on. We have some two better bets today. Hopefully we'll take a little practice off of what Mark did yesterday. But let's go ahead and bring in Robbie here. What up, man?
What's up, DG? Long time no see, my friend. Yeah, took the two supposed goats yesterday, and they didn't do anything for me.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Listen, goats got to have a day off, but I thought it was a great look. I thought your social media AI thing was even better. So, it is what it is. We're getting better at these things. And speaking of that, if you're not checking out our shorts, not the shorts we're wearing, but the shorts that we have over at Weekday Wagers, the channel, we've been putting those out almost every day with our bets, as well as maybe other bets that we're on. So if some guy wasn't on the show, they might put out a bet as well on there. So make sure you're checking out the shorts that we have coming out. But let's go ahead and get into the game, because Robbie, this is a 7.5-point game. And that scares me, because the hook, if I'm a Ravens fan, that hook scares me. But also the sports book thinks that they're going to win. It should be, a pretty large win, with a little bit more than a touchdown. So your initial thoughts on this game and the spread of 7.5?
I don't mind it. I think Baltimore actually handles this game. You look at what Miami did against Atlanta, and Atlanta sucks. I think they might even be worse than Miami after watching last week's game. They do that. They just, I don't even want to get into it anymore. But I think Baltimore has the edge. You've got Lamar, Derrick Henry, and Zay Flowers all coming to like a homecoming game. They should have a lot of friends and family at this game. So I like Baltimore in 7.5 tonight.
Wow. See, I'm the opposite, and I wasn't aware that they all were, from there or played there, or had something to do, any connection, any ties. That scares me, because I think Miami is just good enough to not completely suck and keep this within a touchdown. So I'm on the opposite side. I haven't placed this bet yet, because as I said this morning on the Coach Company show that I was on, it's like a Miami Dolphins before the game is the only way I'd bet this, with the plus money or plus odds there. And then I would maybe take the Ravens at some point, because I can't imagine the Ravens get off to a hot start. And so I'm curious how this goes. Do you think Lamar can bounce back in the first quarter and have a decent start to this game?
I do. I think he does. And even the books think that the Ravens are going to be good again. They have them as the favorites in that division. When I looked the other day, they were a slight favorite over Pittsburgh in that division, which is crazy considering how they have started off this season. But apparently books always know.
Well, we will see. But the total is 51.5. Do you think that this game could go over? Because I believe the Ravens have a team total in the 30s.
Yeah, it looks like their total is 30.5 for the Baltimore Ravens team total. I don't know if I trust Miami enough to help cover this spread. I think Baltimore does. But yeah, I mean, look at who they have. They have Achane and Waddle. They have no more Darren Waller. They have no more Tyreek Hill, and you've got Tua throwing the football.
But they have Tanner Connor at tight end.
Okay.
All right, proved your point.
All I can say about Mr. Connor, I don't know him enough to talk bad or good about him.
But Kim is asking a question here, and thank you all for hanging out here. And that we do have the best chat in the land. Kim wants to know, how healthy is Lamar? Because that's kind of where I'm at.
It's tricky. It's a hamstring. Hamstrings linger like crazy in the NFL. That's why I'm not on any of his rushing props. I think he's going to probably try to do more through the air. I don't think Miami has a good enough defense to make him have to run a lot because, as you saw, other than Bijan Robinson, running backs are running all over that defense.
Yeah, and Joe says Tua is historically bad on Thursday Night Football, so maybe that's something to watch. And Scott brings up a great point about the game. I'm kidding. It's about Survivor. We're going to try to get into it if we have time, Scott, towards the very end. I have not seen all of this episode because I tried to watch it on Tuesday. Let's just be honest. I plopped down my butt and I was ready to watch it at 7:02. Why is it not on? And it was Tuesday and not Wednesday. And then Wednesday, it was a jam-packed day and I wasn't able to watch it. But I did watch it about 30 minutes ago, the first probably 20 or 30 minutes of it. So I know who won the reward challenge, but we'll get into all of that. Don't spoil anything, but I do have some comments. We're going to talk about the first half of Survivor later, just this last episode. But so we're going to try to do our best, not just spoiling things. So if you don't want to hear it, we'll definitely give you a heads up. But let's go ahead and wrap this game up in a bow. How does the game just play out to you? How do you see, Miami playing and Baltimore, and how do they win? Give me your complete kind of game preview on this.
I don't know why. I have this feeling that Lamar hits a big bomb to start the game, maybe first drive, second drive. I think they hit a big bomb to start the game, and then I think they take control. I think Derrick Henry, unlike Bijan Robinson, will have himself a day because he's, especially on primetime, he always seems to show up. And to Joe's point, Tua is 3-10 or 3-7 in his last 10 games on primetime. So that's not accounting for every Thursday, but just primetime alone, he's 3-10.
That's not good. I think that the Dolphins can stay close enough just because I think what we're thinking of is the Ravens used to be good and the Ravens were good. And then Lamar went down and they weren't good. They weren't good when Lamar was there. And I don't know why everybody kind of gets, behind the Ravens being good. And that's kind of where I cannot get past, is the fact that I don't think they're that good. And so it's hard for me to kind of go over that. And so I think that there's a way to keep this. Let's go ahead and give our game predictions on this. Who wins? Who covers the spread? And give me a score.
Baltimore wins. Baltimore covers. I'm thinking 35-13.
Wow. Dude, ladder it up. Ladder it up. My God. All right. Well, as everybody's sitting in their picks, Scott does say that we're going to see a Tua interception. I believe he even says Lamar interception. Lamar scores the first touchdown. And then Boogie comes in with a great Tua first quarter passing yards unders have been cashing most of the season. Today is at 44.5. While I'm giving my take, look at that real quick on his first quarter passing yards of 44.5. But my thoughts are, and I've been saying this the whole time, I think we get a shocker tonight. I think Miami Dolphins cover. I think Miami wins at home. I know they don't get the benefit of the hot day on the side. I just think that Lamar is not going to be able to be the same guy. He's not a great passer. If his legs aren't there, you can kind of keep him in the pocket and just make him beat you by throwing it, but also allows you to stack the box. I just think there's a lot more there. I'm probably going to look like an idiot with with pie on my face, but I could see this being a 27-24 game with my Miami Dolphins on the back of a huge field goal to end the game for my guy Riley Patterson, and we get a cash of 27-24 for the Dolphins. So we'll see. All right, your thoughts on that first quarter to a passing?
I'm looking on Doink, and maybe you can help me. I did not see a filter for his first quarter passing yards. Does Doink not have that?
Doink does have that. So it's very yeah. So you just go over to where it says full game and you just click the quarter one. So quarter one, I'm looking at the passing yards. He's only hit it once, and that was against Carolina this season. Just on the season this year, he is averaging 29.5 passing yards. That's with a 91-yard game where he went 11 for 15. That's a great look. 44.5 under is minus 110, over is minus 107. So the odds are practically the same. That's a great look. Great.
I'm glad you actually, I'm glad he brought that look up because that's great. And two, I'm glad I've actually learned something else on Doink because I never noticed that.
That's what we do. Whatever. But yes, that is what our thoughts are as a great look, their boogie. And so make sure you check that out. And if you have anything else towards the end of the show, if we have time, we'll make sure that we look on any bets that anybody puts in here, whether you're just sharing a thought like Boogie did, or if you're just sharing or asking the question. So go ahead and put those in as we continue. But it's that time. We're going to bet. I know that you're on some Thursday Night Football, but I'm on the NBA. So let's get to them now.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors, original, hot, and no salt, that's going to turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't-miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
Love me some Bassett Blends, but I'm going to be on Zay Flowers tonight at 68 plus receiving yards. Grab that at minus 111. Look, he's getting his quarterback back tonight in Lamar. The Ravens, like I said earlier, are the new favorites of the AFC North, and they're placing a Miami Dolphins team who is not good. Look, I don't care what the Falcons did. This team is not good. Zay's got friends and family in town. I think he's going to cruise over this. With Lamar Jackson, he averages 7 receptions, 97.3 receiving yards, and has a touchdown this season. I think this is a smash spot. You could even ladder it. I laddered it all the way up to 100 yards. So love me some Zay Flowers, and I love the Ravens to win big.
Well, I don't believe you that the Dolphins suck. All right, maybe they do suck. But I believe in my Knipple. We're going to go over the 12.5 points here at minus 122. When I look at Khan, he's been over in all but one game on the season. The Hornets, they have been playing well outside of the Magic. And I'm taking a shot at you here, Rob. The Magic suck right now, especially on defense. I'm going to ride the hot hand of a guy who is really just playing so well. His 3-ball looks so good. I love Con Knipple, and he is a Dookie. So I'm always going to ride with my Dookies. So I'm sorry I'm taking a shot across the bow, but the Magic have sucked, Robbie, and I don't get why. They should be good, but they're not, and the fans are getting pissed off.
Yeah, all 12 of us, we're really pissed off. What's new, though, right? What team is Florida basketball starting soon? I think in a week. I actually have a team that
it Monday?
Well, I think so. Sometime next week. That's all that I remember. But, yeah, I can actually watch a team that knows how to play the sport that they're in.
Yeah, and when I get a little backing from my guy Boogie, loving the Con play, Con Knipple is lights out, especially from 3 right now. And I've learned over my life, one, when playing, because when players get hot, you try to shut them down as quickly as possible. But these guys, when they get rolling, especially good shooters, are going to fill it up. When they get cold, that's the time to stay away from them. But when they start getting rolling and they catch those big stretches, that's when we're going to continue to play them. All right. Well, it's time for some prime time pay dirt as we lose Robbie. And there's Robbie. And we'll get to all of our plays here. I talked about it earlier on the show. I don't understand how anybody is going to play a Derrick Henry touchdown unless you just feel like, hey, he's going to score. I know he's going to score. It's -2 whatever. I don't think you can play that. And so that's why I'm going to completely stay away from that. I left him off the graphic completely. But also you're looking at, Devon Achane's not up here either. So going through for the Ravens that we have is Lamar Jackson plus 175, Zay Flowers plus 130, and Mark Andrews at plus 190. And going to the Dolphins side, the backup running back, which I believe scored last week, if I'm not mistaken, plus 400 for Ollie Gordon, Jalen Waddle, who's been on fire lately at plus 155, and then my guy, Tanner Connor at plus 650. Robbie, where are you going?
Look, going with the lowest odds on the board because I already bet it this week. I'm taking Zay Flowers. Just like I said, I think he's got too much family in town. I think this is a homecoming game for him. Last time he played Miami, he went 3 for 106 with a 79 long reception and a touchdown. So I think he can replicate that tonight.
All right. Well, I don't know. I haven't really figured out how I want to go. But, man, Jalen Waddle is just staring me in the face because Tua has to have a number one receiver. Jalen Waddle has been playing really well the last at least 3 or 4 weeks, especially since the Cheetah has went out. And so Tyreek Hill going out, opening up a little bit of the offense and throwing the ball a little bit more. I think Jalen Waddle gets into the end zone and we get a little Waddle dance. Be feeling good at home, Miami. My brother's a Miami Dolphins fan. Maybe he'll be happy for a couple of quarters until they lose, but maybe not. Maybe they shock the world, Rob. Maybe they do.
My youngest son, Finn, is a Dolphins fan just because Finn.
Smart guy.
He gravitated towards it. So,
listen, I became a Florida Gators fan because my school, I guess elementary school, we had a live alligator as our mascot. His name was Albert.
Telling me that.
Yep. And so became a Florida Gators fan because of our school mascot, the Gators. And so maybe me and Finn got a connection. Me and Finn, we're running tight, man. So I like that he's becoming a fan just because his name is Finn, the Dolphins. Why not? So, all right. Well, that's all we have on that as of right now. Hopefully everybody's getting in their bets. I was looking through the chat a second ago. I didn't see any extra plays as well. And so we're going to continue on. I don't plan on doing the People's Parlay unless people start putting in some different plays that they do like. One of those could be the under for Tua if we want to put one of those together. But if not, we're going to continue on. But I do think it's that time, Robbie. I don't know why we would not. Like it's kind of us. And it's our time. And because of that, I just saw TJ. So let it go. This is the time for some TV timeout. And I apologize in advance, TJ. But it's that time where we shed a little football, but also Survivor, the reason for that logo. Please tell me you enjoyed this last week's, or I guess yesterday's episode of Survivor, because you were down on Survivor. I know I need you back up on the positive side.
I was. It was a good turning point. They threw some changes in there. They kind of swerved everybody a little bit. And that's what I learned about the season when I was looking up kind of who the players were. They say it starts really slow, but the second half, it actually picks up and is one of the better ones. So I think that's what started last night with that episode. I actually paid more attention to that episode than I have any other one this season.
Okay.
And, hey, you don't know who. Okay, I can't even say it. Never mind. You can text me later when you figure out who went home. And then I'll give my thoughts.
Is it a good, is it a blind side? Let's just say that.
Kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
kind of. The person who got off was blindsided. Yes. Trying to say that without giving away a gender. The person who was voted off was blindsided.
All right. Well, even my whistle can't get TJ in a bad mood today.
That's good.
Looks like he's feeling good. He even met Tim Tebow. Great guy. I assume Tim Tebow's a great guy. He's got some broad shoulders, looking like a statue most of the time. But yes, looks like Mark's going to have a People's Parlay shortly up out of the show. He's the guy that really enjoys it. And I enjoy the People's Parlay, but the fact is, if the people aren't giving us parlay pieces, a lot of peas, then I'm not going to do it. So you want to play? Put in your play. But all right, let's go through this. All right, so the very beginning, and if you haven't watched any of it and you don't want any spoilers, you have 5 seconds. Turn the show off. I apologize in advance. From now on, it's your fault. We're only going to go through half of it through the first thing. I thought it was a great idea to go to 3 different teams of 4 in the first challenge. My issue is, how do they get back to a merger? Because the next event, whatever it would be 3 versus 4 versus 4, 2 people sit out. They could do one more maybe, and then you get to a 10 person I guess at that point you might be able to do that. But
so I know that answer for you.
Oh,
it was in the previews of next week. They're merging next week. So
is that because it's an odd number?
I don't know. I think they only split these teams up because that one tribe was so bad, and then they split them up, and then the other tribe was even worse because they lost 2 people. I think it was just their way of trying to change something up because I know the players that are on there now haven't seen the season before, but it seems like this has been a trend these last few seasons. You get one tribe that just completely sucks, and then it kind of derails everything because they're at a disadvantage. But they will merge next week, and I saw Kimberly. She just put a comment. It looked like it. It definitely looked like somebody threw that last challenge. That was a epic comeback. So I don't know. I know there's one girl who said she hadn't eaten in 11 days. So I don't.
That was
think
Sophie.
She was going to be Sophie. That's right. She's one of the ones I like. I actually like Sophie.
Huh. Well, if any of you spoil this for me, I will find you. Just so you're aware. I'm afraid of reading half of these comments that are coming out, and Joe's over here, mad that I'm not doing the people's parlay, and he loves Mark, and who, whatever. Well, I don't understand, Scott. The swap was bad for Nate.
He's right.
If you ruin this, I will find you, Scott. I don't know what that means. I've seen the teams, and it looked all right for him, but I could be wrong. Because
he lost a lot of his allies, I think, is what he's referring to. But I agree with Scott. But I can't say no more because I'll ruin it. I know I'll ruin it. I'll get to talking and won't be able to shut it off.
God, I got to do a better job of watching it. All right, that's my promise. Next week, I will make sure I watch I will make sure I watch it, whether it's live on Wednesday or Thursday morning. The problem is I have the show in the morning, and then I actually have my real job that I do, and it's only going to get busier for me with more information to come later on. And I don't know when it's going to happen, but eventually I do have some good news that's coming that I'll be able to share a little bit more of what's going on for me. So that'll be good. But I can't share any of it just yet. So
he's not leaving us. He's still with us.
I'm here.
But
I'm not going anywhere.
He just wanted to clarify that because how it gets.
It's just getting better. Yeah. I'm adding more on my plate. We'll just say that. All right. So Scott brings up a great question right here. And Scott, I love that everybody watches Survivor now. I tried to get you to watch Big Brother, which Big Brother made a tweak on their show where now they're having to put 3 people up instead of 2, and then you get the Blockbuster event. All of that, great, because it helped the show. Just like this, they maybe had to make adjustments, and they might have to make more adjustments as they keep trying to figure out, why this keeps happening where this one tribe just gets demolished. But he wants to know, who are you rooting for? We've done this in the past. Give me your number 1 that you're rooting for right now.
Probably the Riz God.
Just
because it makes you mad, and I know that it makes a lot of people mad. I think it's just because he's a heel. I see him as like a wrestling heel on that show right now, and I think because everybody else hates him, I think that's why I like him.
So dumb. How do you like? So stupid. All right, I'm still on Team Savannah. I think me and Scott are both Team Savannah.
I like Savannah.
She's cool. I like Nate as well. And so we're big Savannah Nate fans. I don't know if I have a second person that I could see winning because I don't like the 2 girls that were on Team Red. One girl says she's like she saves her blackheads, which is the craziest, weirdest thing I've ever seen or heard in my life. That, and I like her. I don't like the other one that is more of
Shannon. I think it's Shannon.
Don't like Shannon. So that's kind of where I'm at. I like one, I don't like the other, but do you have somebody that you just despise?
Yeah, I don't like Shannon either. I think she's full of crap. She said on the show that she remembered being in her mother's womb, and that was just like, yeah. When she said that, I was already almost done. But after she said that, I was like, okay, how do you even trust her in an alliance now? Because she's clearly a liar.
So dumb. I agree. All right. Well, it looks like everybody's getting all excited about the People's Parlay. So I think I bullied you in enough to get you to put in plays. See how we do things around here. I can either make fun of you until you put in plays, or I just make fun of you until you don't put anything in, and you just got to wear that you didn't do anything. All right, let's go to the People's Parlay. People are making them. If you don't mind, I would ask that if we can get Mark or somebody to put these pieces together.
I think he is. Yeah.
And just put these in as a certain number. All I need is the plays, and it looks like the first one we're going with might be Boogie. People's Parlay play. He's got Colin Sexton of 15 plus points as the People's Parlay. And then TJ has Dylan Larkin, 1+ point.
Yeah.
Kevin Walls likes the Hurricanes and Islanders over 4.5 goals for the parlay. Do we have any more additions that I might be missing?
Looks like Scott Y just put in Tua interception.
Tua interception would be good. People's Parlay, it's cooking right now at plus 160. That's all we got is plus 167.
He hasn't added the Tua interception. I bet that puts us over 200.
Wow.
I'm actually going to do I'll put it on X too. I'm going to do a hockey parlay tonight because DraftKings has a boost. So I'll put that together and put it on X too. I just gotta fight with AI for a while to get the name spelled right.
That's always funny to me. Every time that you're always in a fight with them because it won't spell something right for you is the funniest thing.
I wish somebody had a camera because I'm sitting there cursing out Gemini, and at one point I'm like, if you don't get it right this time, I'm going to Chat GPT. This is insane. Get the names right.
Well, we need an update on all this. So I'm trying to put this in. Dylan Larkin, what was that? Dylan Larkin, what? 1 point?
Dylan Larkin, 1+ point. Yeah.
All right. So I have Tua for an INT. I have a Dylan Larkin for 1+ point. We have Colin Sexton to score 15 points. Is that right?
Correct.
15 plus points. All right, look at us live. I'm gonna have this graphic ready. We just need one more. And what was the last play? Do we have that? It looks like Hurricanes and Islanders over 4.5 goals. Is that right?
Correct.
Hurricanes, Islanders.
You got the Tua interception, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Over 4.5. All right. I think this is good. I think it'll be good. If that's the same thing that Mark has, then I'll be able to put it in here pretty easily as long as I get the odds. But I think that's kind of where we're sticking at. I don't know enough about the hockey. Does that look like a good look for you, Hurricanes, Islanders, over on the 4.5?
It does, but I'm tricky with betting Carolina. They're on my list of teams that I just can't get right. So take that with what you will. I think against the Islanders, it is a good matchup. I think Sebastian Aho would be good for a point or a goal in that game.
Wow.
And then I saw too, there it is, the over 1.5 first period for Bruins Sabres. Yes. And I'll tell you why. Sabres are currently dead last in the NHL at limiting shot on goals. They allow 33 shots on goal a game. You can't get to 33 without getting to about 15 in the first. I think Boston will shoot often and heavy on them. I don't hate that look.
All right. Well, thank you for answering that from Rich right here, who is asking about that. So it looks like the Islanders have hit the over in all but one game this season. And Mark's going to have a full breakdown of everything on this as we do look at this. So let's go ahead and look at the People's Parlay that you have all chosen. And that is going to be a plus 276. It is Colin Sexton score 15 plus points. The Hurricanes and the Islanders over the 4.5 goals, a Tua interception, and then Dylan Larkin 1+ point. That takes us to plus 276. Now, I did have a play on here that I was going to put into the People's Parlay, but y'all didn't want it. But if you're interested, it is for Simone Fontecchio to have 2+ 3-pointers. If anybody's interested in it, he plays for the Heat. And he'll probably hit 3+ 3-pointers tonight, but he comes off the bench. He has been firing fireballs as of late. But Fontecchio for the Heat is the guy who I love as well. I would have added on here. I'll probably take this and add some zhuzh to it, as I like to do, as a little Fontecchio 2+ 3-pointers. But do you like this people's parlay there, Rob?
Yeah, I don't know enough about the NBA to say I like it. So I do know who Colin Sexton is, but I'm not so sure about the prop. Everything else I do like on there. I like Dylan Larkin, I like the 2 interception, and I do like the Hurricanes over 4.5. You want to do an anti-people's parlay? I'll do that with you with your pick, because I've got an NHL pick I like, and you can actually play it solo. You don't even have to put it in a parlay.
Okay. Do tell.
I like Trevor Zegras for 1 point minus
Hold on.
125.
Who?
Trevor Zegras. He used to play for your Ducks. Come on, man. How can you be a Ducks fan? And
I have no history of my Duck fandom until this year. I don't know what happened or what came before me.
Oh, my goodness. Well, he now plays for the Flyers. He doesn't play for the Ducks, so that's probably why you don't know who he is.
Exactly.
But he has 1 point in 7 of his last 8 games, and he's playing my Preds tonight, who suck. They absolutely suck. They're terrible. Not even that. They just suck to watch. I mean, it's not fun. And against Nashville, when he played for the Ducks, he has a point in 7 of his last 8 games.
All right. How do you spell Zegras? Is it with a Z?
Yeah. It's Zegras.
I don't believe you. All right. Well, whatever. If you want Mr. Seacrest, and if you like Fontecchio for 2+ 3-pointers and whatever you had your guy doing, you can add those up as well. It will be the anti-people's parlay, which big fan of that one for sure. I always like to go against the people if I can.
We call it the Funky Zebra, since we can kind of mix both those names together.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever you said. All right. Yeah. Well, that's all we have today on the show. Thank you all for hanging out with us and allowing us to nerd out on some Survivor. I have some Survivor to watch as I see. It was a good episode. There's so many questions. I'm sorry I've let you all down because we couldn't really talk about it. And so we'll talk about it more in depth next week when I do watch all of the episode before I come live. That is my promise to you all. But that's all we have. Remember, tomorrow's Friday show is always our best show. All 3 of us will be here. We're going to have a good time. Well, we don't know about you yet.
I've got jury duty in the morning, so I'm going to try to get myself disqualified early and get out of there.
Yeah, so we may or may not see Rob. Either way, Rob is going to have his picks in. So hopefully we have a different type of show tomorrow. We're hoping to play into the holiday, and so more on that to come. So we'll see how all that does, but make sure you pay attention to our socials. We're over on Twitter at weekday_wagers, on Instagram at weekday wagers. You can also check out our community posts. I'm trying to involve as much of the community, all of you that are in the chat on our YouTube page, as well as putting out shorts and doing different things. So we're trying to get the brand rolling and kind of integrate all of us with all of you. And so however we can do that, we want to continue to do that. But that's all we have today. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Do not be late. Bye.